was going to put it up, and he didn't take it. He gave it to Josiah. I didn't think Josiah was going to get it off in time, but he did get it off in time, but it goes awry. And so after 3 quarters of play, it's 36-32. The Hilltoppers led by 9 at the half, and they came up with 11 in that first quarter to 16 for Espanola. So Espanola winning that one by 5 and cutting that 9-point lead to 4. So here we come down now to quarter number 4.
Yeah, wow. So, not Josiah taking an off-balance shot there right at the end of the quarter. That was, and I'm really surprised Kyle passed that up. He had a pretty good look in the corner, but made the extra pass. Josiah had to take an off-balance shot. All of that was set up by 2 completely unforced turnovers, one by the Toppers after a great stop, great defensive stop there by Enrique Tafoya. He throws the ball away straight to the Sun Devils, and the Sun Devils gave it right back, just completely unprompted.
Yeah, nothing to it. And so the Hilltoppers come up with 5 field goals, and they were 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Espanola came up with 7 field goals, and they were 2 of 3 from the free throw line. The Hilltoppers inbounded to start quarter number 4. Josiah Frescas brings it over now to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya dribbles behind his back. Underneath it goes to Rick Valdez. Back to Tafoya. 3-point shot. Enrique Tafoya, the sophomore. And he cans a 3-pointer.
That was a net ripper.
Yes,
wow, what a shot by Enrique, and he doesn't do that very often.
No, he does not. Now a 3-point shot from way out on the other side, and this one is going to go off of Espanola. That one went clear down inside the rim, and then came right back out. Espanola going for the rebound. They lose it out of bounds, and the Hilltoppers now facing a full-court press. Enrique Tafoya on the dribble. Going to pull up, get it over now to Kyle Evanhus. He'll get it over to Nico Garcia. Garcia out near the coffin corner at half court. He dribbles to the half court circle. Brings it now over to Kyle Evanhus, right wing. Evanhus gets it now to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya coming right down the middle of the lane, puts up a floater. That one comes off. Rebound comes down to Marcus Martinez of Espanola. 3-point shot on the way. This is going to go off. Rebound comes down to Nico Garcia.
Sun Devils still without a 3-pointer in this game.
Yeah, can you believe that?
That doesn't happen very often.
Nico Garcia trying to go down the lane, and a great effort on to save the ball. He fled up a floater, which is an air ball, and the ball is bouncing out of bounds. Great play by Enrique Tafoya to save it back in, but unfortunately hit the back of the backboard, the corner. But otherwise, he was going to pop it out. Right now, it's a 7-point lead for Los Alamos, 39-32. They led by 9 in the third quarter. And right now, they lead by 7. That lead goes back down to 5. So Kevin Coffeen picks up the first 2 points of the quarter for Espanola, makes it a 5-point ball game. Josiah Frescas, we now have 6:15 to go. Frescas forces the shot up. Rebound comes down to Kyle Evanhus. He'll get it out on top to Nico Garcia. Now out to Josiah once again. Enrique Tafoya on a dribble. He's going to hand it off over now to Nico Garcia, over to Josiah Frescas. For Frescas, right wing. Comes down, dishes it off to Nico. Nico skip pass across to Kyle Evanhus. 3-point shot by Kyle. That's off. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to call Nico Garcia for going over the back. That'll be Nico's second personal, and that'll be the 4th team foul on Los Alamos. And no press being put on by the Hilltoppers, leading by 5 in quarter number 4, 39-34. And the clock moving at 5:40. Trying to come down the baseline, cut off nicely by Enrique Tafoya that time, and that was Kevin Coffeen. Marcus Martinez, 3-point shot on the way. That's off. Rebound comes down to Rick Valdez. He'll get to Nico Garcia, who will hand it to Josiah Frescas. Fresca picked up in the backcourt. Now he brings it across himself. He pulls up, gets it way back out on top of Nico Garcia. Timeout, Benito Maestas.
Yeah, Benito did not like the way the offense was setting up there on that last possession, and I agree with him. They were a little, didn't look like anybody was on the same page. So that is a full timeout for the Hilltoppers. They have 3 remaining. The Espanola Valley Sun Devils with 4 remaining. 3 fulls and a 30.
Yeah, nobody called a timeout in the first half.
No, not one. And then, the first one that was taken was, I think Benito just wanted to give his team a breather. They didn't really need it at that point. But in any event, plenty of timeouts here, 39-34. And what quarter is it, Gene?
Let's see, number 4.
All right, fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, Debbie.
So big.
Debbie and Tammy and Mary and Larry and
yeah, the guy gotta know what quarter it is. But
Russ, everybody.
Yeah, so we're heading for a big finish here with just over 5 minutes remaining, and a lot on the line in this ball game. Toppers, like I said, if they win, they will have a clear shot at taking over the top spot in the district standings. So huge game here for Los Alamos if they can pull this one out.
Yeah, they get it now over to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya goes behind his back, pulls up, he travels, he gets away with it. They didn't call it. And so definitely Josiah Frescas, he's going to take it in and go all the way. He tries to bounce it off at the last minute as he tried to get it over to Rick Valdez, and that was deflected out of bounds by Nate Chacon. So it'll be inbounded by the Hilltoppers under their own basket, baseline left. They get it into Nico. Nico's going to bring it all the way out on top, clear out to the half-court circle. Nico goes behind his back and gets it to Kyle Evanhus. Evanhus bounces it over to Rick Valdez. Valdez over to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya passes up the three-point shot. Picks up his dribble. Having a lot of trouble getting it to somebody. Wide open is Josiah Frescas under the basket. So Enrique looking around for somebody open, and suddenly he sees Josiah all by himself under the basket as they just let Josiah go. Hilltoppers go back up by 7, 41-34. Ball is knocked away. Comes to Rick Valdez. The Hilltoppers on the break. Rick's just going to take it all the way. Puts it up too hard off the glass. And they had a 2-on-1. And here comes Espanola on the other end, and they convert it. Boy, that's too bad because Marcus Martinez drops it in for 2. The Hilltoppers, if they had converted on that one, they could have had taken put that lead up to, let's see, it would have been 9 points at that point. But pass comes over now to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya out on top to Kyle Evanhus. 3.5 minutes to go. Comes now to Rick Valdez. Valdez over to Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya gets it to Nico Garcia. Garcia is going to pull up a little short jumper. That's off. And we're going to have a personal foul go against the Hilltoppers. That's going to go to Nico Garcia. That'll be his 3rd. And that'll be the 15th foul on Los Alamos.
Little push off there on the rebound by Nico. So that is his 3rd personal. None of the he's got 3. Kyle Evanhus has got 3. Nobody in any serious foul trouble with 3:20 remaining, however.
What quarter?
I believe it's 4th quarter.
4th quarter. Right down. Oh, I thought, and a 3-point shot from way outside. That's off. Rebound comes down to we should have it going over the back that time. But the rebound came down to Kevin Coffin, but he went over the back of one of the Hilltoppers, so he picks up the personal. That's his 4th.
Wow.
And that is the 4th team foul.
That was a frustration foul by Coffin after missing a very makeable shot. Just went straight over the back, no doubt about it. Timeout on the floor, and I think it was the Toppers that took that.
Yeah, let's see. Yes, it was. Yes, the Hilltoppers took it, and and they're taking a full timeout. So the Hilltoppers have 1 full 130, and Espanola, they've got, well, except for a 30, they've got all the rest. they've only taken a 30-second timeout, and they only took that because the Hilltoppers, they weren't expecting the Hilltoppers to press. They didn't have anybody to throw the ball into. 5-point lead right now for Los Alamos. 20 seconds to go here as we crank down to the end of this timeout. And it will be Hilltopper ball. But the 41-36, Mike.
Yep, just a little over 3 minutes remaining. Toppers with possession now. This is a big possession for both teams. Toppers can push this to a 7-point advantage if they ever decide to come out of the timeout, which they have not yet. And finally, the official come over and breaks the huddle. But big possession. If the Toppers can get a bucket here, pushes to a 3-possession ball game, that would be huge.
Full court press right now by Espanola. They bring it inside to Kyle Evans, who's up to Rick Valdez, up to Nico Garcia. Garcia coming down the floor, and then he pulls up. And the Hilltoppers, I don't know if they're going to spread it out or not. Rico underneath, wide open. Rick Valdez puts it up and in. Josiah Frescas right down the middle of the lane, pulls up. This is it underneath to Rick Valdez, and Valdez fakes the shot and then goes up and puts it in.
Wow, great entry pass there from Nico. Great fake by Rick Valdez. He faked out everybody in this building.
Yes, he really did. And so right now it's they get it now over to Jacob Torres Day, who scored the first 6 points of the ball game. And now we're going to have a ticky-tack foul called Enrique Tafoya. Boy. And that's going to be his third.
Very touchy foul.
Oh, terrible. That's a 16 foul. So we inbounded by Espanola with 2:38 to go here in the ball game in regulation. 43-36, 7-point lead for Los Alamos. They bring it into the backcourt, which is legal. And it's now bringing it up is Marcus Martinez. Martinez holding his fist up. He gets a screen. And we're going to have an illegal screen set by Espanola.
Wow.
And that's going to go. And that one is going to go to Kevin Coffeen, and that's going to be number 5. So Kevin Coffeen, a 6'2" junior, setting a screen for Marcus Martinez, and he bumped the Hilltopper he was setting the screen on. So the Hilltoppers get it back with a 7-point lead, 2:28 to go here in regulation. Hilltoppers having a lot of trouble getting it in. They get it into Enrique Tafoya. Tafoya dribbles behind his back, gets it to Nico Garcia. Garcia behind his back. So now the Hilltoppers, and Enrique is going to hand it over to Enrique Tafoya. And now we're going to have a personal foul. And this one, I think, is going to go to Jacob Torres. That's going to be his 4th. And they're going to put, that's only the 16th foul on Espanola, so the Hilltoppers will inbound it, and we have 2:18 remaining in regulation at this point, and the Hilltoppers will inbound it at just inside in the front court, and they bring it all the way into the back court to Josiah Frescas, and he's going to bring it up himself against Marcus Martinez, and he's going to put up the shot and in.
Oh wow!
Josiah Frescas, he took the inbound pass and brought it all the way back to the basket, almost the Espanola basket, and then just took it himself. Then brought it up the floor, pulled up the free throw line, kept on going, a little floater, and 45-36. The Hilltoppers go up by 9.
Wow, huge clutch shot there by Josiah. I was not expecting him even a little bit to shoot. I thought he was going to pull that one back, but hits the floater. Call foul on the other end. That's going to go to Enrique Tafoya. That is his 4th. That is going to send Torres Day to the free throw line for 2 shots. He makes the first. Toppers, by the way, now in the Sun Devils rather in the bonus after that foul.
Yeah, both teams will be in the bonus at this point. With the Hilltoppers, with the Sun Devils with 16 fouls. Hilltoppers with 7. Minute 55 to go. 7-point lead for Los Alamos. So let's see what kind of an end game Los Alamos has here.
Yeah, this is. I think this is the 4th quarter. So We are in the fourth quarter, under 2 minutes remaining. Wow, this is going to be. I got a feeling we're in for a fantastic finish here. Toppers with a little bit of cushion. I can't believe what I'm seeing here, Gene. Some of the Sun Devil fans are leaving. What's going on?
I know, you never see that.
No, I figured they'd be here for their next home game, too.
Yes, really.
They might as well just hang out. 1:55 left. The Toppers will get the ball inbounded underneath the Sun Devil basket.
So Josiah's going to bring it in up to Enrique Tafoya. He comes across the timeline, gets into a double team, and they're going to say it when the ball was blocked. They got into a double team. He tried to pass out of it, and fortunately for Enrique, it went off of Matt Lovato out of bounds. Pass comes into Enrique, into Josiah Frescas in the backcourt. He comes into the front court again, and now we're going to have a deliberate foul by Marcus Martinez. That's going to be his second. That's going to put Josiah on the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1.
Boy, interesting. Yeah, that was clearly Martinez. I don't want to say intentional foul, but
deliberate.
It was a deliberate foul. 145. That's an interesting move there.
Yeah, it really is. And so Josiah goes to the free throw line, cans the first of the 1-and-1, and then he'll shoot one more. Makes it a 8-point ball game, 46-38. He can give us almost a 9-point lead here with 1:45 to go. Josiah's second shot good.
Yeah, it did. Committing that foul at the timeline against a good free throw shooter, that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, not really. Shot taken by Espanola is off. Rebound comes down to Nico Garcia. Garcia on the dribble, and they're going to foul Nico.
And that's going to be Marquez Martinez again. That's going to be his third. And they're going to send Nico, a very good free throw shooter. He's going to go to the foul line for a 1-and-1 chance. And I think this is coming from the Sun Devil bench because if Marquez hadn't done it, I think there was a couple of other Sun Devils right there ready to smack Nico too.
Well, they put in a whole bunch of subs right now of guys that haven't played before.
Whoa.
They need some foulers. And so Nico Garcia picks up his third point of the second half and makes it a 10-point ball game with 1.5 minutes to go. And so Nico's second shot good. An 11-point ball game right now for the Hilltoppers. 49-38, 1.5 minutes to go. Ball's on the floor. And the Hilltoppers have it. Nico Garcia picks it up, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line. 1:22 to go in regulation. The Hilltoppers, 49-38. They're up by 11. And one of their best free throw shooters going to the line for the Hilltoppers. Nico and Josiah are the best free throw shooters we got, and they're the ones that are putting on the line. So Nico's going to go. That is the 9th team foul on Espanola. So that is Nico's going to shoot 1-and-1. And this one he drops in. So Nico Garcia, that's his third straight free throw.
Boy, and if Nico hits this one, that all but salts this game away.
Absolutely. It's a 12-point lead right now. And Nico puts that one in without any trouble whatsoever. He now has 18 points in the ball game, and it's 51-38. Wow, I never saw this coming. And so taking it to the hole, he's going to be fouled. But personal foul, that is Gabriel Law, who took it to, that was Torres Day. Jacob Torres Day taking it to the, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Mike is telling me Enrique Tafoya just fouled out of the ball game.
Yeah, he is out, and that
sophomore played a great game.
He really did. He gave in some excellent minutes coming off the bench tonight. But 1:16 remaining. They are going to send Torres Day to the foul line to shoot 2. And I don't think the Toppers wanted to foul in that situation.
No, they really didn't. 11-point ball game, 51 to a 13-point ball game for 51-38 right now with 1:16 to go in regulation. And so the Hilltoppers, as Torres Day puts that one in. and he'll shoot one more. And this would move the Hilltoppers with this win. They would go to 4-2, and Espanola is going to fall to 4-3. And the Hilltoppers have the win already over Taos, so Hilltoppers could end up winning the district unbelievably. And so the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, a full court press against Los Alamos. They knock it out of bounds, and so I think that's what they're calling SDR. And so the Hilltoppers are going to inbound it under the Espanola basket. They're going to hand it to Kyle Evanhus, and he wants to get it in either to Nico or to Josiah. Comes inside now to Nico. Nico going behind his back, still on the dribble. And I don't know if they're going to bother to foul anymore or not, as they're just playing regular defense.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to under a minute left. And, well, I guess I don't know. They've been flirting with it.
Yes, they have. So, anyway, Enrico now just dribbling out on top. And underneath, wide open, is Kyle Evans, who passes up an easy layup. He's going to get it now over to Nico. Nico, now they finally start fouling Nico, and they're not calling it. And so he gets to Josiah Frescas. They're all over Josiah, and they're not calling a thing. The ball is knocked away, finally stolen away by Espanola, coming down the floor and laying it. No, misses the easy layup. Rebound comes, and that shot was missed by Miguel Orozco. But then the rebound is pulled down by Espanola and put back in for two. 10 seconds to go, and the Hilltoppers are going to win this ball game. And the team's already out there congratulating each other. And the Hilltoppers win this one 51-41 here in Espanola. Wow. And I'll tell you, that makes that's going to shake up this district as the Hilltoppers now the Hilltoppers move up to 4-2. Espanola drops to 4-3. And right now, Taos is a 4-1. Pewaukee 2-4, and Moriarty 1-5. And interestingly enough, Pewaukee and Espanola are the only two teams that have beat Los Alamos, and they both beat Los Alamos in Los Alamos. And the Hilltoppers still have to go to Pewaukee. So this is not over by a long shot, but boy, the Hilltoppers just took a huge step toward the district title. And I mean, somebody asked me yesterday what our chances were. I said, well, I don't know. I wasn't real optimistic, but wow, what a difference this makes.
Wow, that is a huge win tonight for the Toppers coming into this building, Edward Medina Gymnasium. Very, very difficult place to play. Toppers were very poised throughout. Got into a couple of hairy situations, struggled early in the second quarter, struggled a little bit in the third quarter to kind of get their ball rolling, but ended up putting things together when they needed to, hit a couple of big shots. I am still scratching my head over the tactics there at the end of the game by the Sun Devils, fouling Josiah Frescas with about a minute 50 remaining, and the very next possession, fouling Nico Garcia. And those were deliberate fouls. They put them on the free throw line. Nico went up there 4 times, went 4 for 4. Josiah hit both of his, and that was really kind of the swell that kind of did the Sun Devils in. I don't understand why you would foul in that situation, though. But and then if you want to pick two guys you absolutely do not want to foul, it's Nico and Josiah. So a little bit of a head scratcher there, but the Toppers do cash those chances in, and then really maybe the craziest thing in this entire ball game, Gene, 0 3-pointers made for the Sun Devils.
And I've never seen that.
I cannot think of one time that was even an issue. Sun Devils, traditionally have lived and died by 3, and very more often than not they've lived by the 3. But just nothing, and actually had a couple that were in the rim, and I can't believe they didn't fall, but did get robbed on that, but end up 0 3-pointers for the Sun Devils. Toppers knock off the Sun Devils 51-41. Toppers right in the thick of the district race. Unbelievable. They moved to 4-2, half a game behind Taos. The Sun Devils dropped to 4-3, and with one game remaining, that's I don't know. I don't even know if they'd be able to make that up if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Pewaukee and Moriarty really not in the picture. So right this second, it is a 2-team race for the boys. So the Toppers will take on. The Sun Devils rather will take on Taos. They'll be in Taos, and that will be on Friday.
Yes.
This coming Friday. So huge game there. Boy, I'll tell you what, the Hilltoppers will be screaming their heads off for the Sun Devils in that ball game. And Taos and Espanola, not the two biggest fans in the world of one another. So that'll be an interesting ball game up there in Taos. And then the Toppers, they still have the Tigers to play. This Tigers still a very dangerous team. The Toppers did knock them off earlier in the district season. And then, boy, circle that last game of the season. The Toppers taking on Pewaukee Valley, and that was not the Toppers' prettiest ball game this year in their first meeting. Yeah. That was keep an eye on that one.
And what's interesting, Mike, is that both teams came up with 15 field goals, and Hilltoppers had 2 3-pointers, and Espanola had no 3-pointers. But the big difference was that the Hilltoppers were 19 of 21 from the free throw line, and Espanola was 11 of 16 from the free throw line.
Wow, what a performance at the line! Clutch performances tonight. And the Toppers got some big performances when they need them. Rick Valdez, very, very solid game tonight. Josiah Fresquez got off to a little bit of a slow start today, but came out in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, and he ended up with 17 points. Nico Garcia led Los Alamos with 18 points tonight, 8 points for Rick Valdez. But how about Enrique Tafoya tonight off the bench? A couple of huge rebounders, and then a beautiful fourth quarter 3-pointer.
That was pretty.
That was a spectacular 3-pointer by Enrique. Guy didn't shoot a lot of 3-pointers, but that was huge. And so some big performances all around. And, just a solid team ball game for Los Alamos to pick up this victory for the Sun Devils. By the way, they were led by Torres Day. He ended up with 12 points and 8 points for Jaden Martinez. But just a solid ball game top to bottom for Los Alamos. There were, like I said, a couple of shaky parts. That second quarter started, I think, get all the Topper fans sweating a little bit. That just did not start off well, but they came up big when they needed to. 13 points in just under 2 minutes in that second quarter. Toppers pull away late, 51-41, and with a big date coming up against the Taos Tigers, Gene, anything could happen at this point.
Yeah, one of the big differences tonight is that the Hilltoppers have been relying, like the last game that we played, that we covered. They were just bombing threes from everywhere and not hitting any of them. But tonight, there weren't that many 3-point shots, and in fact, there was a lot of penetrations, a lot of dish offs, and a lot of assists, and that we haven't seen for quite a while. And we had a game here not too long ago where they played just that way, and they won that ball game pretty easily. But tonight it was total team play. Everybody got involved. They were penetrating. They were dishing off. had all kinds of guys open under the basket, and we were not relying on that 3-point bomb like we have been in some of the games. And so it was really nice to see the way they all played together tonight.
Yeah, it really was. And a great weekend of basketball here. If you're a Topper fan, great weekend last night. Topper girls took on the Sun Devils. I had to do it the hard way, but they pick up a 47-36 victory. More importantly, they clinched the District 2 Quad A girls basketball title last night. And then here tonight at Edward Medina Gymnasium, Los Alamos comes into town and gets revenge for the buzzer-beating loss up at Griffith Gymnasium, knocks off the Sun Devils 51-41. Toppers all alone in second place, and they have their destiny in their own hands right now. Yeah. If the Toppers can knock off Taos and knock off Milwaukee Valley, they will take the regular season district title. Very, very doable. So with a huge weekend. What a great weekend of basketball we saw.
Yes, it really was. It was really nice. And so, well, the final score here was 51-41 at Edward Medina and in Espanola. And the Hilltoppers with a big win over Espanola. And the Hilltoppers played probably one of the better team games I've seen them played all season long. They just were a total as a team. And so, anyway, we'll be back on the air sometime next week. We haven't figured out our schedule yet, but we will figure it out. So this is Gene Martinson for my good buddy Mike Mays, and for John McHale and Nate Limback, and for Charlene McHale and all the crew. I want to thank the Daily Post for making all this possible. Carol Clark giving us this opportunity to do this. So have a great weekend, everybody, and enjoy your Super Bowl, whoever you're rooting for, either Dallas or Green Bay or whoever it is. And anyway, enjoy the game, and we're going to enjoy this win. So have a great weekend tomorrow, everybody. And all you got to do is put a little love in your heart, and don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And we had an excellent night here at Edward Medina tonight, honey. And I miss you, sweetie. Bye-bye, everybody.